Administration at the Geraldton District Hospital are doing what they can to keep the doors to the emergency department open. This comes amid the turmoil seen across the province with ER closing due to staff shortages. And as Adam Riley reports, they've tapped into their habit of thinking outside of the box to tackle the issue.
Geraldton District Hospital CEO Daryl Galusha has summed up one of the biggest challenges faced by healthcare providers at the facility into two words.
It's the workload. The physicians are working in the community, in the clinic, and then they have to do ER shifts, and they're pulling, a 1 and 2 or a 1 and 3 shifts. So these 24-hour shifts are trying on top of their whole clinic.
It's been several months since GDH implemented a new tactic of recruiting and hiring nurse practitioners to relieve some of those workload pressures for doctors. It's a strategy that so far, according to Galusha, has had a tremendous impact.
The physicians are still on call, but the nurse practitioner sees the majority of the patients. They're seeing 85 to 90% of the patients, and the CTAS 1s and 2s will utilize the physician. But we're trying to find that balance and trying to give the physicians a break.
One of the issues that falls outside of the hospital's control is housing. There just isn't enough available in the area. The Greenstone mine, set to start its operations in a few months, is set to increase that need for housing even further. Galusha says the hospital has gone and purchased several houses for visiting staff to have some temporary accommodations, as well as made some upgrades to a nursing residence on the hospital property.
We're looking at actually purchasing another house. We're trying to sort of look at trying to find the finances for that. We're turning one of our houses into another nursing residence. We have a residence in the back that's completely full, and we're going to turn one of our other houses into a nursing residence for locums and for nurses and professional staff that come in.
Galusha is hopeful the need for housing will allow for his organization, along with other major employers and the municipality itself, the opportunity to band together to find ways to increasing available housing stock in the Greenstone area. Adam Riley, TBT News.
Earlier this month, Greenstone Council voted in favor of a massive upgrade for the water and sewer system in Geraldton, valued at almost $7 million. The upgrade comes as construction of the new Greenstone mine ramps up, creating the need to expand capacity in the Geraldton ward. Mayor Ronald Beaulieu says the municipality will be responsible for only 5% of the funding for the project, but was unable to say where exactly the remaining 95% would be coming from. But he calls the expansion of the system an opportunity creator in that community, notably with new non-mine associated construction.
This will now open the door for people that would like to see the possibility of getting involved in business and building apartment building or building housing or a new housing development or a motel. Whatever is going to be needed now. This upgrade will definitely be a very big plus.
Beaulieu is unable to say when the project could start or be completed by, as the municipality has to first put out a tender to find a contractor for the job. It's a bit of a waiting game for a local athlete who represented the city and, by extension, Canada at the Summer Olympics held in Japan last year. Gabe Mastromateo rose to local stardom, becoming the first resident to represent the city in the sport of swimming at the Olympic level. And while he didn't make the podium, the community was proud of his accomplishments. In the lead up to the Games, Mastromateo struggled to find a place to train in Southern Ontario due to COVID lockdowns. Fortunately, he managed to get some time in the pool at the Kenora Rec Centre, but that came at a cost. In her deputation to the council, Coach Janet Hislop put a request to the city to either waiver or assist in covering the fee of $2,044 associated with using the facility while it was closed to the public.
We, of course, understand that the city has bills to pay and things to do, but at this time it would be an amazing opportunity to not only celebrate a local athlete who persevered during such difficult times to make his goal of the 2020 Olympics, which was the 2021 Olympics. He did secure a spot on a team and became the first ever swim athlete in Northwestern Ontario.
It was, Olympics, it was, there was no facility available. So it's a unique situation. I know how I feel about it, and I think it's important to continue to support. But we'll make that decision. It's not a significant request, so we'll see what. It's like any deputation that comes to council. Staff will look at it, review, give us options, and we'll move from there.
According to Hislop, the only funding available from higher levels of government to assist with training amounted to $500, and fundraising during the pandemic was near to impossible for the local swim team to accomplish, which prompted her to ask. Kiiwetinoong MPP Sol Mamakwa challenged the Ford government this week about reports the Ministry of Education is removing parts of the elementary curriculum which shows the links between Indigenous and Western science. Mamakwa spoke at Queen's Park and questioned Education Minister Stephen Lecce about the allegations. Lecce responded, saying his government has actually enhanced the science curriculum and will include mandatory truth and reconciliation learning in social sciences as early as grade 1. But Mamakwa pressed the issue further.
Matawa Council spokesperson Chief Wayne Munias stated that Ontario must stop regressing in their relationship with First Nations. Ontario should be working with First Nations educators to add Indigenous science to the curriculum, not remove it in secret.
Since the last curriculum update in 2007, Mr. Speaker, no government has taken the steps by comparison that we have to ensure a strengthened Indigenous learning opportunity. For far too long, many of us in this House, Mr. Speaker, learned about our history with words like colonization, war, and conquer. Today we're talking about reconciliation, Mr. Speaker, ensuring that our students come home and talk to their parents about some of the darkest chapters of our history, and at the same time ensuring Indigenous students across this province have a fair shot at a great education, Mr. Speaker, and a prosperous community to live in. Thank you.
Coming up after the break, a new business in Greenstone aims to expand the sport of airsoft in the Northwest.